All right, we're live. Good evening, everybody. Wena. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Sure, I feel like a school teacher trying to get a reaction out of everybody. So welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here. Good evening to everyone who's tuned in around the country over our live stream. We have Carol on our live chat this evening, so you're very welcome to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, how many guests you have with you. But for my live studio audience, welcome. Thank you for taking time to come all the way out to Bryanston from wherever you might have come from to spend what is going to be about 35 minutes with me. So it's a fairly short, sharp presentation, I think, in the way of meetings. My wife's in corporate. She sits in meetings all day long. I don't know how she does it. Right? My boss always said to me, a short meeting is a good meeting. And so I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I hope to give you enough information this evening that you're able to make an informed decision. If you have any questions, reserve them until after the presentation. Someone has been kind enough to introduce you to the business. So go speak to that person afterwards. They will be able to assist you moving forward. So let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is actually a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. So Constantia, we are a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been in operation for nearly 70 years. That's Constantia's logo down there. We've just moved office. We're just across the road from Ferrari, which is a couple of blocks up the road here. You'll see them from William Nicol. And so we are a very well-established business, but DuePoint was formed as a division only about 3.5 years ago. So in February 2016, we launched DuePoint when a number of aspirations and factors came together for the founders of DuePoint. I'm going to go through these because it gives you context to the relevance of this business, which is very important. You've never heard of DuePoint, perhaps you've not heard of Constantia. Constantia have never dealt with consumers before. We've only dealt with financial services businesses in the past. But for the first time now, we are directing our efforts to the public, and so you need to start understanding about this business called DuePoint. And so the next 35 minutes should be informative. I'll touch more on Constantia towards the end of the presentation. But let's go through these factors because some of them are relevant to you, some are relevant to us, and some of them are relevant for both of us because this presentation is a proposition, it's an invitation. And so at the end of the presentation, I hope you're informed enough to be able to make a decision. Number one, we wanted to create a business that created a positive social impact in the community and the country that we operated in, right? And the one form of impact that we wanted to create was financial impact because we knew that was where the most necessity existed. And you would resonate with that because I know you're here for only one reason. There's only one reason you came here tonight. What's that reason? The money, right? Some people are embarrassed to say that. You can say, the money, I'm here for the money. Show me the money. It's that exact reason. And so that's an economic reason, but it's there to mitigate a lot of the risk that we find ourselves in today. And so what we did was we created a business opportunity, social entrepreneurship opportunity that involved community. In other words, involved you guys. It involved members of the public. It is an opportunity for you to get involved in business and to join us in this partnership. And our mandate becomes, so our requirement, what we expect from each other in this business is to help DuePoint grow for the benefit of the business, but also for the benefit of yourselves. And so the mandate becomes to create what we call channels of distribution, right? Every business requires channels of distribution, regardless of what business you're in South Africa. And so we're hoping that you will go out and help us spread the word of DuePoint across South Africa. That's the simple thing that you need to do, is go out and tell people about DuePoint, right? And if you're able to connect people successfully to this business, you're able to create for yourself what we call a channel of distribution. And if you're able to create a channel of distribution, there are a host of benefits that await you through the DuePoint system. And I'm going to go through these benefits because I believe that if you're here out of necessity, right, financial necessity, perhaps you have been involved in other businesses in the past, perhaps you've even looked at other business opportunities in the past, and they come in all forms, right? These benefits we're about to go through will allow you to weigh up the benefits versus other business opportunity benefits. I believe DuePoint is the greatest business opportunity in the country at the moment, right? And so you need to become discerning about what is a good business opportunity and what is a bad business opportunity. I've got no problem with you stepping out here tomorrow and going to look at other business opportunities, but be able to make an informed decision based on what is a good business opportunity and what is not a good business opportunity, right? One of the things that we produce here, besides the ability to create additional income, that's obvious, is the nature of the income. We create what we call recurring income. So insurance companies have this inherent benefit called a book value. A book value is a book of all our clients that we create income from every single month. And that gives us the ability to create what we call recurring income. Recurring income is the ability to make money while you're sleeping. Now some people think, what on earth is making money while you're sleeping? I was joking on the weekend and saying it's not standing in a miniskirt on Rivonia Road, right? It is the ability to free yourself of the constraint of time-based income. As employees, we are all tied into that constraint, right? Your employment contract says what time you're supposed to get to work, whether you're allowed a tea break, whether you're allowed a lunch break, what time you leave work. And you have to work for a whole month based on that contract, and only then do you get paid a salary. If anything threatens your ability to be active, to work, your income is threatened. Your livelihood is threatened, right? This is the problem with activity-based income. My father said to me, get involved in business that pays you while you're sleeping. He meant, do not get tied down to only being able to make income if you are working. I only understood that much later because I ran an ad agency for 15 years that only produced activity-based income, because we started at zero at the end of every single month. At the end of every single month, hopefully we made target, but on the first, we start again. And for 30 days, we'd have to chase a number. And I did that for 15 years, chasing a number every single month. And what happens when all the staff went on leave in December? Did we produce income? No, right? And so we spent the whole year trying to build up a fund to get through December and January, because even in January, when everyone got back, the clients were slow to dish out work. And this was my life for 15 years. I started to appreciate the value of getting involved in business that creates recurring or annuity-based income. And DuePoint does that. You get to share in a royalty of the book value that you help DuePoint produce. It mitigates all that risk. Right? I'm going to touch on more about that when we talk about the value of creating an asset that you have ownership over. You have the power of duplication. This is leverage that you're afforded in this business. So we had a great training seminar on Saturday that spoke about the power of leverage. We give you the ability to go out and build a team around you that can help you build a channel of distribution much faster than you can on your own. What does that do if you've got a good team around you that can build a channel faster than you can on your own? It allows you to enjoy exponential growth in your income. This is the antithesis of your salary. Salary and exponential growth don't go in the same sentence. I often ask the question, how many people have gotten a raise in their salaries every single year for the last 7 or 8 years? I had one lady put her hand up last week who ruined my story. But that's 1 in 3 years. I've been asking that question for 3 years. No one puts their hand up, right? That's the reality that we exist in, where we're lucky if we get 1, 2, 3% raise in our salaries annually. Our business has become very flexible and simple and convenient to do because we have invested a lot in technology, right? It's demonstrated here. We've got a little system that sits behind the podium. It allows us to live stream globally from this room as often as we want. And we do this 4 or 5 times a week, right? Tap into the technology here at DuePoint. It makes business much easier to conduct. There's no startup capital. We don't have registration fees or starter kits that you have to buy. There are no boxes of product that you have to buy. Remember, I said to you, our ambition is to create social impact in the community that we work in. And so we can't attach risk or fear or a price tag to the business opportunity. I don't want you to have to consider this business and at the same time feel fear. Even if you're skeptical, you should be able to do this business because you've got nothing to lose. At the same time, we've made it as accessible as possible because we don't have qualification requirements or experience requirements. Literally anyone can get involved in this business. And you get to build an asset that you have ownership over. Again, the antithesis of employment, because in employment, we will work for 45 years for somebody else, building up someone else's asset. We don't get to share in the upside of business. We're forced to experience the downside of it, though. Here at DuePoint, you're building something that you own. It means you can sell your channel of distribution. Your channel of distribution is not going to retire you or retrench you. It's going to pay you through your 50s and your 60s and your 70s and your 80s. Your salaried income is going to end one day. Less than 5% of South Africans can afford retirement. That's a frightening statistic. Think about it, 95% of us are going to get to retirement and realize we can't afford retirement. The reality that sets in then is that I've got to go look for another job. At 65, you've got to go look for another job. Or you've got to hope that your children are doing well enough that they can support you, or your friends. Or you've got to downgrade your lifestyle to such an extent that you can afford just to get by every single month. And so I'm hoping that you will deprioritize your day jobs to a degree. Day jobs have a place. They pay the bills, right? But if you want to not be a statistic, not become a risk in this economy, you have to do something else. And we hope that people will look at sacrificing time into building an asset as being worthwhile, because you have an asset that you own that'll pay you until the day you die and beyond. Because what happens to assets when you die? They don't disappear. An asset doesn't disappear when you die. It'll carry on paying. Who's it going to pay? Whoever you leave it to you in your will. You get to seed wealth to your beneficiaries, be it your spouse or your children. And then finally, there's no selling involved in our business. I'm sure when you got invited to come see this business, you automatically jump to the conclusion, what are we selling? What are we selling? And then maybe that person said, insurance. And you said, there's no ways in hell I'm becoming an insurance salesman. I'm the insurance salesman. Brendan's the insurance salesman. You guys have got nothing to do with sales in this business. That is a fantastic thing. You don't have to go out and sell anything. All you're going to be doing is connecting people to the business opportunity. We will inform people about the products that we have, right? That's our job. And at the same time, our products are convenient. Why? Because they are intangible. They're financial products. There are no boxes in reception. You'll never have to worry about stock or distribution. And if you start doing really well, then you've got to buy more boxes. No! Who's been involved in those businesses before? Boxes. Hey, we all have, of course. Maybe it's nice to feel the cash in your hands. But here at DuePoint, everything's done electronically, in the cloud, so to speak. And so you never ever have to bat an eyelid with regards to our distribution. And it makes business very convenient. But your success is still predicated on your ability to build what we call a channel of distribution. Right? I've said that word many, many times, this phrase, channel of distribution. What is it? It begins with you. You need to make the decision to become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and then business starts for you. Now you are required to go out and start telling people about this business DuePoint, this opportunity, just to connect them. Get them to come sit down for 35 minutes. You don't have to convince one of anything. Your job is just to tell them that DuePoint exists and that it can help them too if they're willing to come look at it for 35 minutes. And people will join. They will. I guarantee you people will join. If you connect them to our business, they will join because we know the necessity exists. And in this example, we've got 5 people that join. This is where the power duplication starts to take place. This is leverage demonstrated because this is your entire business based on the effort of only putting in 5 people into the business. If you go watch the training on Saturday, we list numerous ways that this business affords you leverage. We show you wealth engineers that have gone out and connected a handful of businesses, but they've got these huge channels like you see up on the screen now. This is the asset that you own. This is what's paying you a return every single month. When the bank sends you that SMS, your account has been credited. How many times do you get an SMS like that? We know you get the other one. Your account has been debited. But how often do you get the SMS, your account's been credited? Make it 2 SMSs. 2 of those are better than 1, right? And so this is how you start to earn this recurring income, this annuity income. This is the path to wealth because this is the asset you own. That's what a channel of distribution looks like. How do we pay out returns to our wealth engineers every single month? It's based on a fee of 27 Rand 50 that you earn for every product in your qualified channel, right? The closer the product is to you, the more you earn. Let me show you. Anyone that you introduce to DuePoint personally falls on what we call your first point. So anyone you introduce personally to DuePoint, that product, those people fall on your first point. And on your first point, you earn 55 Rand for every product on your first point. If you went out this week and connected 10 people to DuePoint, you're earning 550 Rand a month. But it's recurring income, right? So we can extrapolate that to an annuity-based income. We can call it 6,000 Rand a year that you've made for yourself if you go out and connect 10 people. Those people go out and start connecting other people. We call that your second point. On your second point, again, you earn 55 Rand for every product every month. So if you had 100 people on your first and second point, how much money are you earning every single month now? 5,500 a month, 60,000 Rand a year. Who would like a 60,000 Rand check once a year from DuePoint? Bonus, annual bonus, 60 grand. You're going to sweat a little bit when you've got to pay tax. Always, isn't it? But 60,000 Rand on top of your day job, right? And then your channel keeps growing. Those people go out and connect the third point, the fourth point, the fifth point, all the way out to the eighth point. The further the product gets away from you, that multiplier drops from 200% to 4%. But a very important note to heed is that DuePoint doesn't limit how much money you can earn at DuePoint, because we don't limit how big your channel can get. There's no limitation. You see that little plus sign next to the 8? See the plus sign next to the 8? It means you can carry on growing your channel beyond point 8, in theory to infinity. We place absolutely no limitation on that. One of our biggest aspirations is to create long-term relationships with you. Not 1 month, not 3 months, not 3 years. We want lifetime commitments from people. Fortunately, we don't force you into that. You don't have to sign anything. This is a volunteer business, right? But that's what we want to do. We want to create a business where you look at the business and go, I can feel comfortable investing long-term into this business, sacrificing time long-term into the business. Why? Because I know DuePoint never limits how much money I can earn. Imagine if I can connect a few people a month into this business, and I do that for 45 years. What could I do? What could I do? How much could I be earning? What kind of legacy could I build in 45 years? That's what we want people to do. We want people's imaginations to run wild. But people still want to understand in the short term, in under 5 years, well, how much effort is required in this business and how much money can you earn? And so we've got this 5-year plan, right? The 5-year plan says if you can go out and connect 3 people in your first month to get qualified and start earning, and then 2 people every consecutive month thereafter for 5 years, 2 new people that you personally introduce every month. That's only 1 person every 2 weeks that you have to connect successfully into the business. If you can do that, at month 6, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand. Now, I love this example, 2,500 Rand, because it's such a little bit of money, especially when you've got to go out and earn it. I always tease everybody. I say there's 2,500 Rand under your chairs this evening for free. No one checks. You're all too shy to check, just in case. I tell everyone, one day I'm going to put 2,500 Rand under there, and then I'm going to take it when you forget to put your hand under the chair. But the lesson here that we try to demonstrate is the power of money, because, and this is something I realized in myself. I'd been giving the presentation for about a year. We had the same example, 2,500 Rand after 6 months, and I always thought, that doesn't really get people excited. 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work. Is that a lot of money, a little bit of money? Can you get excited over 2,500 Rand? I didn't think so. But what I realized was I kept making the mistake of thinking like a consumer. Our business is about creating wealthy people, wealthy families. That's our aim, our ambition in the business. One of the lessons we have to learn is to stop thinking like consumers. To become rich, to become wealthy, to change your circumstance, you have to change. Your circumstance is not going to change without you changing. You've got to change first. And our thinking, the paradigm shift that has to happen is that I've got to think differently about money. I have to stop thinking like a spender, like a consumer, like an employee. I have to start thinking like an entrepreneur. How do I leverage 2,500 Rand to make even more money? Because you can do it easily. But we don't think like that. We look at 2,500 Rand, maybe I can buy a week's groceries. It's going to be gone like that. I can spend that in a day. That's not a lot of money. No, it is a lot of money because it's recurring income. If you put this 2,500 rand into a 1 million rand bond, right, at prime plus 2, that you're paying off over 20 years. If you put little 2,500 rand into that, it's 20% extra into your installment. If you do that, you will save yourself nearly 900,000 rand in interest. You'll pay the house off not in 20 years, but in 11 and a half years. That's a beautiful demonstration of being on the wrong side of compound interest. Debt, because we're all indebted. We're all indebted, aren't we? I am. Sure. Who isn't? But getting rid of your debt is the first step to becoming wealthy. You don't start making more money and just start spending more. That doesn't get you closer to wealth. So we have to change the way we think. At month 12, you're earning nearly 9,000 rand a month. Build a good team around you. This business will be easy if you build a good team around you. At 2 years, 24 months, you're close to 28,000 rand a month. After 3 years, 46,000 rand a month. After 4 years, you're close to 70,000 rand a month. After 5 years, you're close to 85,000 rand a month. That's R1 million a year that you can earn from DuePoint. On the side of your day job. Connect 2 new people every single month into this business. It sounds simple, right? Equations, theoretical stuff like this can simplify it. And so it's very important for us to show you people who are doing this business. Right? We've got many people joining the business every single month. And every month we have the luxury, the privilege of bringing them up onto stage to share with us. Right? And we bring up all kinds of people. So the special thing about Glenn is that he's hit the incentive that we've made available to everybody in the last 3 months. Right? So he's been in the business for 2.5 years. His daughter introduced him to the business. You can see he's a shade over 50. He runs his own travel business. He moves kids to and fro between school and home. His channel value is sitting at 2,000 rand. But the nice thing, the thing that we wanted to highlight, was he's been one of the few people that have gone out and smashed the incentive every single month for the last 3 months. And that's put an extra 5,000 rand in his pocket every single month. And so that's about 7,000 rand every month that he's earning out of our business. If you go listen to his testimony, we've got video testimonies on YouTube. Go listen to his testimony. It saved his life. Because the school that he was working from said, we're cutting your children down by half. And in business, when you run your own business, there's no argument. You can't say, I disagree, I want all those kids. That's business. When you lose half your clientele, you lose half your clientele. You've got to deal with the circumstances. And it coincided with the first month that he hit the incentive. And so it freed him from all that financial stress. And there's the leverage. He's got 37 people on his first point. And he's got close to 100 people in his business. And then we've got Sibisiso. He's moved from Newcastle to Joburg. He had caught the whole family up to Centurion. Been in the business 6 months. He's already earning nearly 5,000 rand out of the business every single month. Look at the leverage. 25 people he's introduced to the business. He's got 100 people in his channel. That is leverage. He didn't go find the 100. He found the 25. This is still early days. 6 months is nothing. What can Sibisiso do in 20 years? If his channel can carry on growing every single month, where will he be in 20 years' time? Knowing there's no limitation. And so we've got thousands of people joining our business every single month, and everybody is different. My point to you is that you're at liberty to decide what you want out of DuePoint. You probably arrived here thinking that the person that was introducing you wanted something from you. And now I'm asking you, what do you want from me? What do you want from DuePoint? Are you here just for 2,500 rand? Are you here for the 5,000 rand incentive? Or are you here to change your life? Do you believe that DuePoint can do that? Yes. I don't believe you. If you believed that, then tonight you would go tell 10 people about DuePoint. But we've got other plans for tonight. What time's generation starting? Always, right? One of the things I hope to achieve in the presentation, like I said earlier, is that your imagination would run wild and you would say, what if this is true? What if DuePoint can pay me 85,000 rand a month and carry on growing? What if? Is it worth putting commitment into this business just to find out? Do I have anything to lose? You've got nothing to lose. So why not try? On top of our returns program, we've got a rewards program for even more benefit for our wealth engineers, right? When your channel starts to grow and grow and grow, it'll get to milestones. We call them ranks. And when you get to ranks, there are additional rewards waiting for you. So one of the first notable rewards, other than lots of cash checks, but one of the ones that isn't a cash check is rank 5. Rank 5, we give you a business toolkit made up of DuePoint merchandise. Why? So that when you go out and prospect, people can see that you represent DuePoint with pride. You can get any of this merchandise from day one. You don't have to wait till you're at rank 5. I'm hoping people will invest in business cards and a pen perhaps and a notepad. If any of you are client-facing in your jobs, who sees clients in their day jobs? You got business cards? Of course you got business cards. Why would it be no different at DuePoint? Why would you not get business cards at DuePoint? You're saying, no, of course I'm going to get business cards, Rob. I'm going to make sure you order when you get to reception after the presentation. Guys, it helps prospecting. I've worked in branding and advertising all my life. I understand the power of creating a good first impression. It counts for everything. Go do it, right? Rank 5 helps you do that. Rank 7, even more so, because at rank 7 we spent 17,000 Rand on one set of cards. I'll say that again. We spent 17,000 Rand getting one set of business cards manufactured for you. And you thought business cards cost 250 Rand. We spent 17,000 Rand on one set of cards. Why? Because they're handmade. There's no printing on these cards. They get sent to an old man somewhere in the Western Cape. I don't know where he stays. Remember the Bibles in the old days? They used to gold gild the edges of the Bible. It's the same process. Only one person doing it in South Africa. It's a dying trade. Why would we do that? Because when you sit down with somebody, someone who's got necessity, someone who's looking for opportunity, they've looked at 10 other opportunities already. All those people sat down with 250 Rand business cards. When you sit down with 17,000 Rand business cards and say, this is the business I want to talk to you about, you are head and shoulders above all the other business opportunities. That is the power of creating a good first impression. At rank 9, this is also towards helping you prospect successfully. Why? Because it's not just a vacation. Everyone thinks this is just a vacation. This is a business tool. We invite you and your family to join us at our Rank 9 International Conference, not once, every single year for the rest of your life when you get to Rank 9 and beyond. Think about that for a second. 1 week, we fly business class only. DuePoint only flies business class. Your family will fly business class with you. We will pick you up at your house. We don't want you to spend a cent. It's an all expenses paid trip. 7 days away, it's a 5-star luxury resort. You get to experience what it feels like to be a millionaire for a week. You're laughing. The rooms are 25,000 Rand a night. Tell me who's willing to spend that. I wanted to extend my stay last year. They sent me a quote. I said, okay, now I'm going back to Umhlanga. Who in their right mind would spend 25,000 Rand per room, per night? Why do we do it? You think it's just a luxury holiday? It's much more than that. It's a way to show you that your work has paid off, that you're actually entitled to live like this, regardless of your circumstance, your education, your experience in life. And when people see you Facebooking and Instagramming and Twittering from a 5-star luxury resort, your inbox is going to fill up saying, tell me about that business again. Because they see the success that you're having. Take a look. This is footage that we took our last 2. Let me run and turn the light off. From our last 2 conferences. Both been in Mauritius. We've booked Mauritius again. Each resort has been different. We've already planned the activities. I'm sure the rank 9s are getting excited about their trip. So in the next couple of months, we'll be revealing the new resort. The invitations haven't gone out yet. And so you're still free to get to rank 9. The record is 5 months. Records are made to be broken. 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You'll already be earning close to 20,000 Rand a month by this stage. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000. We buy a brand new car, cash. We pay for the car cash. It gets placed in your name, and you get to drive a car home and park it in your garage, knowing that there's no debit order at the end of the month. So this is a sneak peek into our rewards program. We're at rank 11. The rewards program goes up to rank 28. These are the baby rewards. You don't believe me, you probably think you're rich by the time you get to rank 11, right? I'm telling you, it's the baby rewards. What we have in store for wealth engineers here, you cannot imagine. And this is our responsibility, to try get this vision across for people, to replace your vision with our vision. So let your imagination run wild with the possibility in this business, right? People get to rank 11 in under 24 months. You speak to any entrepreneur, they'll say profitability in 5 years is normal. Here you're creating huge wealth in the space of 24 months. It just requires that ambition, that vision to stay engaged in this business every single month and connect new people. Our business is built very much on the innovation around our products, because our products, our investment and our insurance products are built around wealth, to protect your wealth, to protect your legacy, your livelihood for the sake of your family. Any wealthy individual has got a portfolio of investment and insurance products. But the beauty of our products is that we've designed them to be accessible to everybody without discrimination. We're all experienced in insurance, right? What happens if you tell the insurer you've become diabetic? Or you had a birthday and you're a year older? Those rates go up. I got my letter this morning from my insurer. 15% increase in my premium. Didn't ask me, they just said, now you're going to be paying this much. Then I had the nurse come see me because we were doing some key man insurance here. The nurse came see me. She said, I see, because they get all the reports, the claims that you put in. Whenever you go see a physio or a GP or anything, I see you've been to the physio 3 times this year. What's going on? I said, no, my neck's been a little bit sore. Is that something we should be worried about? In other words, should we be increasing your risk and increasing your premium because now you've got back issues? I said, no, I was just sleeping funny and I got a bit of a... We know that's how it works. But here at DuePoint, we've designed the products to be accessible to everybody. What does that mean? It means it's affordable. You get to create wealth with the business opportunity, and it's the same price regardless of your age or your health. Access Wealth is our first product. 324 Rand a month only. It is an investment and an insurance product bundled into one. 100 Rand of that 324 goes into a tax-free investment fund every single month in your name. You've got full access to that fund. The insurance portion is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. Anyone over the age of 18 can join. Doesn't matter what your health status is. It doesn't matter whether you're 50, 60 or 80. The price is the same for everybody. The same with WealthGuard. WealthGuard is insurance only, 249 Rand a month. Gives you 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. Then we've got our funeral cover product in Family Wealth. Arguably probably the best funeral cover product on the market today in South Africa. If you've got funeral cover, you need to take a closer look at this. For 299 Rand a month, you get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. Covers up to 5 family members. And it also gives you, the principal member, 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. That means we will cover up to 10,000 Rand of any outstanding debt that you might have upon your death. Plus those funeral cover costs. You can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. There you can see no excluded pre-existing conditions. This product is available for everybody. You do, however, have to get in on this product. You have to be covered under the age of 70. Right? So that's our only limitation here, between the ages of 18 and 70. But once you're in, it becomes whole of life for you. So you can turn 130 and you'll still be covered by Family Wealth. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points, for 299 Rand a month, aims to lower your monthly expenditure. Think of all the money that you spend every single month, your monthly expenses. We've designed this product to hopefully lower your monthly expenditure. And so we've partnered with all those companies that you see there and negotiated discounts and services from them, which we extend to our Wealth Points members. And so I bet you spend money with at least 2 of those partners already. Right? There's a lot of benefit if you engage in these partners. You can save yourself a lot of money. You can lower your monthly expenditure. If you can lower your monthly expenditure, there's less financial stress. You can become debt-free sooner. You can become wealthy sooner. This is the purpose of Wealth Points. So those are 4 products, straightforward, same price for everybody. The Achiever Quest for those people who need money now. I don't have to ask the question, who needs money now? Don't answer it. I know it's everybody. All right, who would say no to money now? So through the Achiever Quest, wonderful incentive. This is the incentive Glenn Medella has smashed every single month. If you connect 10 or more people in a month, we're not talking 2 a month, we're talking 10 or more. You do 10 or more, or pay successfully in the same month, we will give you an extra 5,000 Rand on top of your returns and rewards. So that's on top. You do 20, 10,000 Rand. If you do 30 people in a month, we will give you an extra 15,000. Your first month at DuePoint, you could be earning 16,500 Rand at DuePoint, right? 1,500 for the returns, 15,000 Rand from the Achiever Quest. That's 16,500 minimum in your first month. Go connect 1 person a day. Take that a step further. Do 1 person a day for a whole year, and we will give you 1.4 million Rand. How's that for an incentive? No one ever comes to ask me about the 365 challenge after the presentation. Is it that intimidating? Well, maybe it should be. 1.4 million Rand is a lot of money. If you go out and connect 365 people on your first point in your first 12 months at DuePoint, that will statistically get you to about rank 13 or 14. You'll be earning close to 50,000 Rand a month. You will have everything in the rewards program up to rank 13 or 14. So that's the business pack, the business cards. You'll have the rank 9 holiday. You'll have the car parked in your garage. You'll have hundreds of thousand rands of checks along those ranks. And at rank 14, there's a Mediterranean cruise waiting for you every single year for the rest of your life. So now you're going to Mauritius every year. You're going to the Mediterranean every year. You're earning 50,000 Rand a month by this time next year. And if you do it in the time period, we'll give you a bonus 365,000 Rand cash check. And if along the way you hit that Achiever Quest that we spoke of on the previous slide, that's an extra 15,000 a month that you could be doing for 12 months. That's 180,000 Rand. And so all of that together is 1.4 million Rand of benefit in the space of 12 months. Who's going to go out and connect 1 person a day? The rest of you are shy, ne? Do it. There are no losers in this, by the way. If you try this, let's say you go, okay, I'm going to try it with all my heart, and you fail miserably, you only do 180 people in 12 months. 180 people will get you to about rank 10. You'll be earning 20, 25,000 Rand a month. If you do half of that, there are no losers at DuePoint, all right? Especially not the ones working. A little bit of background on our business, because when you step out of here, I want you to step out of here proud of the partnership that you've entered into. Why? Because you can be proud of the partnership that you've entered into. You might have arrived skeptical. Who was skeptical when they arrived here? What have you brought me to? You can admit it. I would have reacted exactly the same way, believe you me. But I'm hoping that skepticism is starting to dissolve. We're a 70-year-old business. We're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We are audited publicly. We are regulated by the FSCA. We've invested a lot of money into this business. Why? Because we want to forge long-term relationships and achieve those factors that I spoke about at the beginning of the presentation. And we've been achieving them already, by the way. We've already created people that are created a lot of income for themselves every single month in the space of 3.5 years. I'm inviting you to join us in that. But I don't want you to be skeptical. I don't want there to be any fear or doubt. And so I want you to go do your homework. Go look at our website. Go study us. Go to the Constantia website. Go look at our 70-year track record. See if there's anything you should be worried about. There's the FSP number that we operate in. That's our financial services provider license number. You can go onto the FSCA website, type in Constantia, you'll see all our financial licenses come up. When you go speak to people about DuePoint, they must see in your eyes that you trust and you're invested and you love the business that you've become a partner in. It will help your prospecting. If you're hesitant, they're not going to join you. They're not going to join this business, and they're not going to sit down for 35 minutes. So go do that, right? Go do that for yourself. Educate yourself about the business. And so what is the decision that I'm going to ask you? How many people think I'm about to ask them if they want to join or not? Oh, no, he's going to ask me to join. I'm not going to ask you to join. I'm beyond that. If you haven't decided now that this is an opportunity for you, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that see this as possibility, as opportunity. For those people, I hope your decision has gone beyond that already. I hope you've decided, am I telling people about this tonight? Am I telling people about this tomorrow? What does my life look like going forward now? How do I fit DuePoint into my life? I've just started doing gym again. Whew, you know how hard that is. Time does not want to make time for gym. To suddenly adopt a new routine into this comfortable space that I've been running for the last 2 years. I haven't done anything for 2 years. It's difficult, I understand it, right? But you have to be intentional about your decision. So if it's yes, I want to do this, decide what you're doing tomorrow. Decide, how can I tell 5 people about DuePoint? That's the decision that I'm hoping you've made already. Getting started, very straightforward. Speak to the person that's introduced you to DuePoint. They will help you register as a wealth engineer. You can do it on our website, do it on the app that they're running on their phones. It takes you 5 minutes. Download the DuePoint app onto your phone, because this becomes your primary business tool. Right? I spoke about technology and convenience and simplicity and ease. It's through the DuePoint app. It's because of the DuePoint app. Watch the training videos. Go immerse yourself in this business. Anything you get involved in, become an expert at it, right? And for DuePoint, for something that can change your life, not as a hobby, not as something that you do when you feel like it, out of necessity, become an expert in this business. Go watch the training over and over and over again. It's not a 5-year degree. It's a 30-day process to become an expert in DuePoint. All right, go do that and then connect 3 people. If you want to start earning money in this business, you have to have 3 people connected successfully into this business. We don't pay you for 1, we don't pay you for 2, we start paying at 3. So know that that is your first goal at DuePoint. How do I get 3 people into this business? If you can do 3, you can do 30,000. That's how simple the business is. If you can do 3, you can do as many as you like. But start at 3, right? And get started now. Don't wait. Merchandise, we've got 20% off business cards on our online store. Lots of merchandise. You should look at this and go, whew, I'm going to look good as a wealth engineer. People are going to want to join my business, right? Because I look invested in DuePoint. Bombela Encounter, wonderful opportunity to connect people in Mpumalanga. You go make a list of 100 people in Mpumalanga, invite all of them. It's for free. Why? Because I'm going to go up to Mpumalanga and I'm going to help you connect those people into your channel. Free of charge. I'm not going to charge you for my time. I'm not going to charge you for my flight. I'm going to do it mahala. Why? So that you can have a national channel. I don't want you building a channel just out of Joburg or wherever you're tuning in from. I want you to build a national business because you can. So do that. Go make the list. Invite them to this encounter. Right? I will spend 3 hours with them instilling this business opportunity, instilling the belief into them so that they go out and not just become wealth engineers in your business, but builders in your business. That's where the leverage exists. Reminder of all the social media platforms that we're on. We're very active on Facebook. We've got some lovely podcasts. I love podcasts because I sit in traffic all day. Turn on podcasts, go listen to the podcast. All our training, our testimony is in the form of podcasts. There's the app available on Android and Apple devices and the merchandise store on our website for you to order any merchandise, and we'll courier to any postnet around the country. And so my hope for all of you, first of all, I thank you for your time. I hope for everybody, whether you join this business or not, that you're able to create prosperity for yourself this year. Who's written off 2019? Not yet. We've still got hope. Still have hope, right? We'll talk again in 3 months. Because I know at the end of every single year, you see it on social media. Everyone on Facebook is complaining. New year, everyone's saying, oh, 2019 was rubbish. Right? It happened last year, it happened the year before, it happened the year before that. 2020 is going to be my year. 2020. No, 2019. Don't wait for 2020. Why do you want to wait for 2020? That's months away. What are you going to do? Watch Generations every night until 2020, then start working? No, you're going to get started now. Tomorrow, you can start earning in this business before the month is out. Think about that. How fast that we're able to allow you to start earning income in a business and become profitable. There are 4 days left in this month. You can start as a brand new person in this business. You can make money before the month is out. You can go profitable in a business before the month is out. Do that. Do it every month and have the best Christmas and New Year ever. Have a financially stress-free January. You can do that here at DuePoint. That is my hope for you. So thank you for your time and good luck. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
It's my first day. I just want to get